Billy McChesney, 6th at the Princeton Open for Columbia. And it's Bullock wanting to go quick a little bit early.
This is going to be the deciding bout for this team score here.
Yeah, 21-19, Columbia lead, but Columbia, a 5-4 split. It all comes down to heavyweight.
Heavy hand fight by these guys.
Columbia 0-1 all-time against Indiana, the first meeting since 2011.
Billy on a hard collar tie.
McChesney.
Bullock is doing a good job of clearing those hands right off his head. Getting inside control here.
Yeah, Bullock also tall too, and trying to work on, again, those inside hands of McChesney. Last time out was Vin Mueller over the weekend, who suffered an 0-2, and now big throw and a take, almost trying to get around, does get around. Bullock takedown.
That was a quick 2-on-1 drag there, kind of a shovel.
Bullock with the early lead. First period, deciding bout.
With that arm trapped, it's real hard to build your base back up. Billy gets that arm loose. Now looks to build back up. They're right on the edge here.
McChesney 3-2 overall. This is his first duel of the early season. Going up against a top 30 ranked wrestler in Bullock.
Billy breaking free here a little bit more, building back to his base.
Yeah, Bullock's toes just right at the edge of the mat. McChesney now gets it out of bounds and will reset. Still 3-0 lead for Bullock, the homegrown Indiana native.
It's going to be key for Billy to get up and out real fast here. These are bigger guys. There's a lot more weight to carry around here.
Bullock, a qualifier in the 2023 NCAAs, redshirted last season. Over 55 career wins coming into this year. Working on McChesney. Minute 20 in the first, leads by 3. And Bullock also working. He went from the right wrist to the left of McChesney, and just McChesney saw that he was thinking about trying to use some motion there to maybe swing something his way. And Bullock, the veteran that he is, able to keep that right arm right around the side of McChesney's head.
Doing a good job of keeping those heavy wrist rides, keeping his weight on top of Billy, making Billy carry his weight. Meanwhile, he's trying to keep his hips on top of him as Billy kind of bases up here.
Yeah, working right around.
He's got a leg trapped here,
yeah,
flattens him back out. He uses that leg just to flatten Billy back out before putting weight back on his upper body again.
Right time amassing a minute 35, 30 seconds left in the opening period. Critical bout here. Columbia leads 21-19, but this will be the decider for the duel at heavyweight.
Bullock pulling to a bar here. He seems to have one of the arms locked, loses it. Billy does a good job. Looking to base back up here is Billy. Looking for a cross wrist ride. Bullock
adjusting, was on that right wrist, now again on the side of his temple. Now behind the head is Bullock, adjusting that right elbow. That's the end of the first period. A 3-0 lead for Indiana, and Bullock at heavyweight, a 2-minute rotting time, over 2 minutes in his favor, and he'll be on the bottom. McChesney on top. Critical spot for McChesney to eat away at that rotting time and see if he can just wrestle aggressive against Bullock. But Bullock's easily.
Quick cut away from Bullock here.
Exactly, 4-0 lead for Indiana at heavyweight in the second.
Right back in. Both of these guys, hard hand fight here. Didn't chip anything off of the riding time. Still at 2 minutes on Bullock's side. Billy needs to move his hands and feet a little bit more, get to his offensive attacks. Hopefully knock off a couple of those points. Under a minute 30 here.
Bullock feinted for the right leg. McChesney almost gave side, opened his lower body rather, but Bullock, upper body, McChesney dived for the right leg. Bullock, a little bit of a scramble, but
Billy doing a good job
empty.
of following on that shot. Not giving up a front headlock.
And we'll stop, locked hands.
They're gonna do a finger sign,
Yeah,
warning both these guys to stay off the fingers.
Yeah, a little bit more of that. We saw it briefly in the first, but now a little bit more on the fingers in the second. A minute left. 4-0 lead for Bullock.
Billy needs to get to his angles here. A little more fakes. Both of these guys kind of feinting at their attacks here. Billy in on the
McChesney
leg.
right on the single, and Bullock uses it to his advantage, a 3-0 lead, a 3-0 takedown
behind
for Bullock. He was 6th in the nation in pins at the end of the dual season last year. He was also 1 win away from the 2024 Olympic qualifying trials, sending him to the Olympics. So a veteran in the international competition is Bullock, and leading 7-0 for Indiana in a critical deciding bout at heavyweight.
Billy trying to work his way back up using that outside hand as a post. But Bullock holding his weight down on top of Billy real well.
Yep.
Has a pry here on that leg, has a wrist control on the
that
on
knee
Billy's
just
left
digging
hand side.
deep on the left back of McChesney. That's how the third will conclude. Rounding time nearing 3 minutes. 7-0 lead for Jacob Bullock, who Coach Escobedo has called a really solid anchor on top. That's exactly what we were seeing. He's able to adjust different positions or a neutral to start the final period of the duel. And if it holds, Indiana would come away with the tight victory over Columbia. 7-0 lead for Jaden Bullock, former qualifier. Running time at 2:49. One of the longest we've seen this duel. McChesney, see if he's driving for the right leg of Bullock. Bullock gets around on top just like he did the previous takedown in the second. 10-0 lead.
Easy go behinds by Bullock.
And he's got in that major decision territory for the heavyweight. Ranked 27th in the country. McChesney trying to use that right hand, trying to get around. Bullock still arm wrapped around the waist and positions himself on top. And you see the adjustments that Coach Escobedo was talking about with Bullock. He really adjusts on top. He doesn't like a spot. If he's been there for too long, he'll shift again. And you see that continuously with Jacob.
He's putting on a hard ride here for Billy, moving from one position to another, just like you said, putting all of his weight on there. He continually is attacking one side, bringing that arm on the back of Billy's back here, controlling that side, keeping his weight on top.
Caution against Bullock as we'll reset. As Bullock looks over at his coaches.
Billy's going back down. Hopefully this will provide him a fresh reset to be able to get up and out. 40 seconds left on the clock. 3 minutes and 43 seconds of riding time. He's pretty much iced that out.
Yeah, looks like he'll lock up the major decision for Bullock, who would get his second win of the year, as he's just controlling with the 4 minutes of riding time over Billy McChesney for the one-time NCAA qualifier.
Billy going back down, restarting.
Yeah, he'll be on bottom to start. Bullock will be on top, who redshirted last year for the Hoosiers. Working again,
right off
around
the whistle.
Waist.
Double thigh pry for Bullock. Flattens Billy back out. Billy looking to butt out for a second, or sit out for a second.
And
back to his base.
Under 10 seconds. Looks like Indiana will lock this one up. Running time at 4 minutes, locked. And that is how this concludes. 11-0, a major decision win for Jacob Bullock. That's his second, and that seals the dual win for Indiana, who comes back and wins 23-21. They extend their winning streak to 4. At their 4-0, they improve to. Columbia improves, falls to 1-2. And head coach Donnie Pritzlaff's first home duel in the Levian Gymnasium. 125, it was a wins for Indiana. Moran, the win at 125, 133. Columbia falling by 2, and then the big victories for Columbia coming in bunches, 141 to 174. The pin at 141 for the Lions. At 149, Richard Federlin with a 9-5 decision. At 157, Dominic Rossetti, his first duel back in a while. He gets a 5-4 decision. Pin at 165 for Cesar Alvin, the pin leader, and 174, a win for Columbia as well. Columbia falling in this one. Maya, your final thoughts as Columbia heading the Black Knight Invitational up north, upstate New York this weekend, and Indiana will head to Annapolis to take on at the Navy Classic.
Some huge adjustments from our guys. We saw some great pins, great controls in 50-50 positions, great use of controlling the center of the mat. Some of those matches that we lost, those are just more adjustments that need to be made, but coming back from a hard loss of the weekend, making adjustments here, getting some more wins under certain guys' belts, it's just going to add to confidence when it comes into a tournament style this coming weekend for a lot of our guys. So much to see, much to come. Indiana 23, Columbia 21. That's going to do it for us here in Levian at Columbia.
For my Latona, I'm Jake Schmid. Special thanks to our production crew here at ESPN Plus as Columbia loses this one 23-21. Their second ever duel against the Indiana Hoosiers of the Big Ten. Their second straight bout against a Big Ten opponent. You've been watching a production of Ivy League Wrestling on ESPN Plus from the Levian Gymnasium in Manhattan.